Hey, catechists and volunteers. Our next session, obviously our last one of the calendar year, the last one before Christmas, is focusing on Advent and Christmas. Now, big proviso for this lesson. A lot of times, volunteers kind of have your own ideas of Christmas parties and games and things like that you want to do in your classrooms, and that is 100% okay to do. You do not have to follow this lesson plan. We're kind of giving you, I think all the lesson plans say at the top of it, we're giving you a lesson plan so you have something to work from, since that's how we've been operating this year. But this one in particular, you don't have to follow it. So that being said, if you know for a fact you're not going to use any of these resources in the lesson plan, please, please, please let us know so we don't go through the trouble of preparing those for you knowing that you're not going to use them, right? If you think you might use it or you're not sure if you're going to use it, we can prep it for you. That's totally fine. If you don't get to it, send it home with the kids. But if you know for a fact we're not going to do that nativity diorama, I've got something else in mind, let us know so we don't go making 3 sheets per kid for everyone in your room, right? So what do we have for this session? We've got some Holy Family. They're statues. I think I've said they're ornaments, but they're actually little statues to give out to our kiddos. Might be this, might be something else. We have a lot of Christmas stuff just kind of laying around the buildings, and so we want to give that away before we go buy different stuff to give out to kids. So if you've been around for a while, maybe you've seen these a couple of years ago. I think we gave them out. It's possible, Holy Redeemer, we might have something else laying around in abundance that we want to pass out as well. But there'll be some Christmas ornament thing, because we're trying to infiltrate the house, right? Get religious imagery into our kids' homes, into our families' homes. So if all their Christmas decorations are Santa Claus and reindeer, we're going to get a Holy Family in there, or some other thing, right? So we're giving them those things. In the younger grades, we've got an Advent wreath coloring page and a nativity coloring page. Again, if you want to have those on hand just to have in case you get to them and send them home with the kids, go for it. We're getting late in the game of Advent, so we don't want all of the focus to be on Advent, but Advent does prepare us for Christmas. And so it's okay to review some of that Advent stuff, especially since we only had 2 sessions during Advent. So Advent wreath and nativity coloring pages. In 2nd grade, we've got a nativity scene diorama for you. And it's a simplified one. There are many more pieces to this, but you don't have enough time to do it all. So there's a Mary figure holding Jesus and a Joseph figure. Color them, cut them out, wrap them around, glue them together, or tape them, or staple them, whatever's easiest for you. And they'll be these kind of like conically shaped figures that can stand. We are giving you pieces for the manger scene, the nativity scene, the creche scene, if you will. Stable walls and a roof and a star. Printed on paper, they don't stand super duper well. We might try to put them on cardstock for you. You might just be content to use the Mary and Joseph and Jesus images as well. So we've got those for you. In 3rd grade, we've got a focus on the liturgical calendar. So there's a liturgical calendar wheel. Again, you can focus on Advent being the first part of the calendar year, and what colors go with which seasons and all that sort of stuff. And we also have, in 3rd and 4th grade, an O Antiphons paper chain. If you're not familiar with the O Antiphons, they come from the church's evening prayer before the Magnificat, which is prayed. And each of the they're called the O Antiphons because they all begin with O and then a title of Jesus from the Old Testament. So O Emmanuel, O Key of David, O Root of Jesse, O Wisdom from on high. All right, and you'll notice those are all the verses of O Come, Emmanuel. And so this Advent paper chain, the idea is they can color it if you want. They can just cut it out and leave it white like this one is. But you would staple the December 23rd one at the top and then work your way back. 22nd, 21st, 20th, and it starts on December 17th. So it's a way of counting down the last few days of Advent. It gives you a Bible verse to read for that day and the verse from O Come, Emmanuel associated with that title of Jesus from the Bible. In 4th grade and up, we've got, in 5th grade and up, we've got a couple things focusing on Christmas carols. Essentially, we give you a list of Christmas carols that kids can look through. They might not know these ones because it's not Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman. It's religious carols, right? It came upon a midnight clear, a little town of Bethlehem, Silent Night. Some songs they might not be aware of, or if they know them, they may not really pay much attention to the words or have thought much about the words. Maybe you haven't thought much about the words either, right? We hear these songs, we don't always think of what they mean. And so in those grades, we're reading through those, looking at what do Christmas carols tell us about how to live out discipleship, right? Christmas carols and morality, or Christmas carols about peace, because that may be one of the objectives we pulled out from the diocese. And that goes all the way up through 8th grade, those kind of higher level, if you will, analyzing of Christmas carols. You can make it fun and lighthearted. It doesn't have to be this academic thing. But again, if you're thinking, I've got my own thing planned, I don't need any of that stuff, fantastic. let us know so we don't make copies of this stuff for you, and let us know if we can make copies of what you do have to make your job a little bit easier.